Today we're opening up the new 1.51 version of American Truck Simulator, and right away you'll notice some key differences from the old model version. First off, you'll see that they have a picture of a truck in the middle of the screen, and then off to the side on the left hand side you can see they've got Continue Career, DLC, mods. It'll show how many mods are active. There's a spot for extras, options, and then quitting. Another nice feature is here when you go to options and you want to set up the game before you start playing. Usually you had all these options at the bottom by themselves and you had to go through and scroll up and down until you could find something. Well, it's kind of nice now because all you have to do is click on the particular category that you're working with, such as controls, and all you have to do, if you know the setting you're looking for, you can just type it in at the search bar at the top. So I want to put in, say, force feedback, and it pops right up and I can select it or unselect it. And it's completely redesigned. Functionality and navigating is a lot more comfortable with the gamepad and the steering wheel with this version. There are a few things about the game itself that have also changed. We can get into the game and you'll see what I'm talking about. So if you own the Nebraska DLC, you already know that we've got the dynamic loading where you can see the loading and unloading of the grain from your trailer. But what they've done with the update is that they've increased the places where they'll have this as a possibility. You'll also be able to see some of the dynamic loading being done in Kansas as well if you own the Kansas DLC. And there's also what they call prefab depots across American Truck Simulator, and apparently in those prefab depots you'll be able to see the grain loading and unloading as well. They've made some more changes too. I want to go through just a few of them real quick. For the Oklahoma DLC, they changed some of the work on the I-44 community that's in the game, and they also include some new depots for the players to deliver to and from. You'll also get 2 new truck stops on the I-40. And then if you've got the Texas DLC, you'll see that they've changed the vegetation in the game for the tree line. They first started, when they put it out, it was basically the pine trees like the rest of the game has, but what they did now is they've replaced those with the more accurate, what's called the Loblolly pine tree. So you'll see loblolly pines all around the area, and they kind of flow naturally from Arkansas now into Texas. Today we're in Texarkana and we're headed down to Lufkin, Texas, and what we're doing is we're going to try to find the Loblolly pine tree because that's said to be in the game now through eastern Texas. So let's see if we can find that specific tree that they're referring to. I think I already see some loblollies. As a matter of fact, they're probably all over the place here. So any of you people from Texas, if you can observe the loblolly pine tree, leave a message down in the chat. Yeah, I've seen a lot of trees that look like the loblolly. It's very common in eastern Texas, so yep, I see them all over the place here. Yeah, it looks totally different than the pine trees from the Midwest, where I'm from. But we're on our way to Lufkin, Texas. It's a perfect day out to see. it out, and we can jump out of the truck and go right up to one of these trees. Try to find a nice example. Let's get out and look at one of these loblolly pine trees they're talking about. We're in eastern Texas right now, but here we are. That's a loblolly pine tree right there. As you can see, the needles on that tree are different. See that? And that's a loblolly. And as you can see, it generally doesn't have branches until they get up higher in the tree. So here's another loblolly right here. So it's a little smaller one. It's like kind of not quite a baby, but that's a loblolly. It's got a different look to it. And if you own the Oregon DLC, you'll see in the Oregon DLC that they've expanded the custom city intros for that, and there are cutscenes that appear when you select a starting city when you're creating a new profile, so you get to enjoy some new cutscenes. Another thing you'll also see is what are the flow below. So you'll see on the rear of the trucks now the flow below is called. It's an aero kit, and they're installed on a number of trucks now as a choice, and that would be for the Kenworth T680, the Peterbilt 579, the Volvo VNL, the Mack Anthem, the Freightliner Cascadia, and the Western Star 5700 XE, also the 57X. Some of the main improvements on the screen when you start up is the fact that you'll have a easier navigation because they've got these matches where you can pull down selections in the search terms and you can highlight things. They also reorganize the existing options in the settings just for better clarity, and they're subdivided into categories within each section. And that's on the interface in accessibility.